Hey SD fans, welcome back to our watery world. And for those here for the first time, my name's Mark, I'm the Editor-in-Chief of the Scuba Diver media brand, and welcome to the Scuba Diver YouTube channel. We're settled into our new studio now, and this is my co-host Dexter. Say hello, Dexter. He's a strong silent type. We are well and truly into autumn here in the UK now, and winter is peeking over the horizon. So today we're going to be talking about cold water diving, or specifically how you can make it less of a chore and far more enjoyable by using the right kit to stay warm and toasty. Before I entered the diving industry, nearly all of my diving was in UK waters, both coastal and inland. And so over the years, I've used a lot of different pieces of equipment and picked up a few handy hints and advice, which I'm going to share with you. And make sure you watch till the end, as I'll impart a useful hack that will banish glove issues forever. This may be the UK diving off-season, but there are plenty of hardcore divers out there who are committed to diving all year round, relishing the quiet dive sites and quite phenomenal visibility we are often treated to through the winter months. I am one of those certifiable nutcases, hardy souls, who dive 12 months of the year in this country, and as we descend into the coldest times of the winter period, I thought it was a prime opportunity to pass on some sage advice about the best ways to stay warm both underwater on the dives themselves and on the surface before, between and after dives. Many veteran UK divers will have their thermal protection well dialed in, but there are always new tips and techniques that you can add to your repertoire. And for those thinking of venturing into British waters in the winter months for the first time, hopefully this advice will be useful. First up, keep your undersuit in the house. Nothing worse than donning a cold undersuit that has been languishing in the garage with the rest of your dive kit. I know that may sound common sense, but you would not believe the number of people I have seen at dive sites hauling their undersuit out of their kit boxes and then complaining how cold it is. In fact, I'd suggest wearing your undersuit to go to the dive site, or at least your base layer under your normal clothes, so that you can build up a solid core temperature. You are also going to need an undersuit that is suitable for more extreme temperatures. You might get away with a thin base layer in the summer, but that won't cut the mustard in winter. Think the likes of Fourth Element's Arctic Expedition or Halo 3D, Weasel's Extreme, or O3's Point Below Base system. Even with one of these purpose-built undersuits, depending on the water temperature, you might also want to add additional base layers to give you a thicker thermal buffer between your body and your dry suit. And remember, if you're in a tri-laminate dry suit, you will need more undergarment protection than with a neoprene dry suit, as these offer no thermal properties at all, unlike compressed or non-compressed neoprene. It's also a good idea to bring your dry suit into the house the night before a diving day, so that it is not icy cold from being stored in the garage as well. Every little helps, and no point utilising some of that hard-earned core temperature on warming up the interior of your dry suit before you've even got near the water. So, that's most of your body sorted, but what about your hands and your head? Let's start at the top. I'd say a minimum of a 5mm hood is essential, and if you can get your hands on a 7mm or even a 10mm, yes, they do exist, go for it. When the water is particularly cold, even with a hood on, you can still get a bit of that ice cream headache when you first go under the water. So the sooner your head warms up and stays warm for as long as possible, the better. Whatever thickness of hood, get it on as soon as you take your thermal hat off to reduce further loss of heat. With your hands, you have a couple of options. You can go for a 5mm or 7mm pair of normal neoprene gloves, or even a pair of lobster mitts, which keep your thumb and index finger separate, but encase the other three together. In my experience, these are warmer than standard gloves, but you do lose a little bit of dexterity. It's all about payoff, and I'd sooner have warmer hands, as once your fingers get cold, you can't feel anything anyway. The main thing is to have them fit nice and tight to minimise water ingress. This can make them awkward to get on, but hang around till the end of the video, because I've got a nifty hack for that. Alternatively, you could go the dry glove route. There are some on the market, such as a Scuba Pro Easy Don dry glove, which can be worn with any dry suit. Or you can get the likes of the Kubi dry glove system, Fourth Element's Ellipse, and Santi's Smart system, which actually attach a dry suit to the sleeves of your suit. Dry gloves, as the name suggests, keep your hands dry, and you can then wear various thicknesses of glove liner beneath them. Regardless of brand or design, dry gloves do take some getting used to. They can feel a little bit spongy on the surface with a lack of dexterity, but once you attain some depth, they compress onto your hands and the feel is more akin to 2 to 3mm neoprene gloves. If you really feel the cold, you might want to draft in some technological help to keep warm. Several firms, including Thermolution, O3, Santee, Mares, Undersuit, make heated vests and undersuits, which take undergarment thermal protection to a whole new level. There really is nothing else that can compare with that feeling of battery-operated heat when you're in seriously chilly conditions. I've even used a couple of heated vest systems when I've been out mountain biking over the winter. Taking battery-operated heating systems even further, Santee even do a heated glove liner. Yes, instead of standard glove liners under your dry gloves, you can have a glove liner that has heating elements built in, keeping your digits nice and toasty. And if you don't want to get that frozen cheek feeling, then you can swap out your mask and regular second stage for a full face mask, like those from Ocean Reef. Your entire face is enclosed within the mask, and your hood will seal around your outer skirt, offering the ultimate in exposure protection for your face. It isn't just when you are underwater that you need to be properly thermally protected. In fact, when it gets really cold here in the UK, you can often find that the water temperature at inland dive sites, and definitely the sea, if you are lucky enough to get a break in the weather that lets you dive a coastal site, is warmer than the surface temperatures. So it's vitally important you think about what you're going to do when you're out of the water. The warmer you are before you venture into the water, the better. So I'd advocate being well wrapped up right until the moment of the dive. So think dry suit undergarments under thick tracksuit bottoms, or even hiking trousers if it's really cold. Fleece tops of varying thickness, gilets, scarves, neck buffs, fleece hats and gloves for when you arrive at a dive site and are getting your dive kits assembled. Once you're into your dry suit, keep the hat and gloves on until the last minute to retain as much warmth in your body as possible. Equally, as soon as you exit the water and are back at your vehicle, get that hat and gloves back on. And if you have the likes of a dry robe or fourth element storm poncho, slip that on over the top of your dry suit. It's amazing how much warmer you will feel within a very short time by cutting out wind chill and adding another layer of thermal protection. I'd suggest doing this every time you're out of the water, even if it is just during the day between dives. In fact, that is probably the most vital time to maintain your core temperature, because if you don't want to be getting back in the water for a second dive already feeling cold, that's just asking for trouble. When you eventually get out of your dry suit, leave your undersuit on and then re-don all the additional gear, tracky bottoms, hiking trousers, fleece, gilet, etc. to ensure that your core temperature doesn't plummet. However, if your undersuit is damp or wet from a dry suit leak, don't soldier on, get yourself dry as soon as you can, put dry clothes on. If you're at a remote dive site with no facilities, make sure you have a thermos of hot tea, coffee or chocolate to further warm up your core. A chocolate bar can also give you a nice boost. Now I'm sure this is more mental than physical. If you're at a commercial inland site, get into the warmth of their cafe or restaurant area and get some warm food and drink inside you. Oh, that's right, the gloves hack. As I said, a good tight fit is essential with neoprene gloves, but this can mean they are a pig to get on, especially when they are wet. All you need are some plastic gloves, like the kind you find at petrol stations at the fuel pumps. Pop a pair of these on first and you'll find that your neoprene gloves slide on effortlessly. I'm not suggesting you all go pillage your local garage, but you can buy these very cheaply, and if you're careful with them, they will last multiple uses. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and ring that bell so you get notification for all our new videos. As always, if you are going diving in the coming days, enjoy, keep warm and stay safe.